Hi, guys.
Hello. How's it
Hi.
going?
Welcome to our first ever Into the Box podcast, where we talk about anything and everything. All right. I'd love if we can just all introduce ourselves. My name is Monica. I will be hosting this podcast today. I guess we'll go around the table.
I am Mina.
Are you kidding
Are we
me?
gonna like say
That's
what you
it.
do?
Oh,
maybe?
yeah, I should do that.
I'm the Chief Design Officer here at KFKF.
Yes.
Beautiful. My name is Sarah, but you guys can call me Swilly. Please call me Swilly. I'm the Director of Customer Experience at Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat. So I do a lot of customer service stuff, marketing, event coordinating. Jack of all trades, baby.
That's an introduction.
Hell yeah, it is.
How do you top that?
I'm
Good luck.
Dean. I'm the CEO of Kind of Fit.
Oh, there it is.
That's it.
Easy.
Oh, man. All right, so I just want to get straight into it. We just came back from the Arnold, Ohio, which is one of the biggest sports festival in the nation.
True.
I guess let's just talk about that experience over there. So
Where do
first
you want to
off,
start?
let's start off with
So
our
many things.
McGonagall's mansion, Harry Potter
Yeah.
themed Airbnb.
You're
How did that
welcome.
even come about?
Yeah,
because
slowly,
I
how
heard
did
it was
that
kind of
come
a bet that
Okay.
actually came true.
Yeah, kind of. So basically, I, was looking for Airbnbs, right? As I do when we plan events and stuff. And especially in like these small towns where there's events and stuff, it can be kind of hard to find good places that are kind of affordable. Like we don't want to spend like, $700, $800, $900 a night because it just doesn't make sense for
Why
us.
not?
Yeah.
If you guys hear me talking to myself, it's because my dog is by me, so don't mind me. But yeah, so I found this place, and it was affordable and everything, but it was Harry Potter themed. And I was like, bro, there is no way, first of all, that this is real life. Like, a Harry Potter inspired Airbnb in Columbus, Ohio, like maybe, in LA or something, but I couldn't even imagine. And so I sent it to Dean and I said, hey, so this is like the only place that I can find. And he basically just said,
I said bet, and that was it, and we did it.
And then we stayed in a week
I'm so
in
happy
hell.
about that decision.
wow, I was very happy about the decision.
was
I
cool.
loved it.
I love Harry Potter, but like Harry Potter has so many scenes of like beautiful things and happy things, but the scenes in this house was from all the scary parts of the movie and the book, and I was just so it's disturbing.
Yeah, so we roll up to this house, and I was pretty excited when I went there to go, but the moment we opened it, I'm like, this is a horror scene. It's like
Dementors on the wall.
I was scared. You're traveling, you're stressed, and then like my anxiety just flew up because I have jump scare issues.
I did not
And
know that.
there were so many jump scares, Swilly. I almost peed my pants.
I didn't know that.
It's like I walked into the bathroom and boom, jump scare.
Oh, yes.
Every room had a jump scare.
Yeah,
for
so
you.
every room on the second floor was house themed too. So you guys stayed in the Gryffindor room, right?
Yes, me and Chad did, yeah.
And then you guys Hufflepuff?
Yeah.
Ravenclaw. Hufflepuff
Ravenclaw.
was actually the
bathroom.
bathroom.
That's
yes.
right. And then I was in the Slytherin room, which was
With
great.
Voldemort.
With Voldemort.
Yeah.
There's literally a Voldemort, not statue, but Voldemort and I, we hung out all weekend, and it was great.
Yeah, in her room, there's actually like a little prison door, and behind it's like this mannequin of Voldemort.
Yeah.
And his hands are like extended out, all gross, and they were flat like maple leaves. It was.
Yeah, it was
They
disturbing.
were gross.
Like I think about it now and I get like shivers. It makes me really uncomfortable. Like the whole time I thought something was gonna come to life and murder me.
Also, first of
know.
all, don't say his name out loud.
What?
You shall not be
Oh,
named.
first of all.
Please, let's be correct.
I sent
here.
actually a picture of it to my parents to show them, and they're
Did
like, "We're
you?
watching a ghost movie right now, but your house looks scarier."
Yeah.
I was like, "I want to go home. I can't do this right
Oh my
now."
god.
But-
Okay, but for the record though, the place had a backyard. It
Yes.
had a nice
It
kitchen.
had a dragon in
It
there.
had a dragon in the backyard.
It
yeah.
had like 2 living areas, and one of the living areas had like arcade games. Okay,
Yeah.
so it wasn't all bad.
No, it was
Yeah.
cool. It was fucking
It was
cool.
cool.
It was
Yeah.
just like the shock factor of what you go in there.
Right.
It was just a lot. Eventually,
Yes.
over time, like, okay, I can vibe here. It's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah, the ceilings were covered in ivy.
yeah,
Every ceiling.
Even in
True.
the bathroom.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was just like a little bit too much. I
Yeah.
feel like I felt a little bit claustrophobic,
That's fair.
but I mean, it was kind of cool.
Can
It
I
was an
just say
experience
though?
for sure.
Yes. Can I just say though, in the beginning, our emotions were anxious, scared, stressed walking into this home.
Talk to yourself.
However, oh, shut up. You had your actual reaction on Instagram, okay? It was so genuine. If you guys want to go watch that. However, after the expo itself and after all of that work, it was like home sweet home.
It really was, though.
We're like, let's go see Voldemort.
Yeah.
gosh.
And that's why, like, when I, like, plan events, I really try for an Airbnb because nothing sucks more than working, like, 10, 12, 14-hour days and then going to, like, a small hotel room.
Yeah.
Like, having the homey factor, having a kitchen, like, having all of that, it helps at least a little bit. Because those days can be kind of rough sometimes.
I guess we all had different roles, so there was like 5 of us there, and so we had the booths were split into 2. One at USAW, which is about a 10-minute drive from the actual convention where the Arnold Expo was. So I guess my job that weekend was essentially I was Dean the Courier, a Fed Dean, FedEx Dean. So it was
Dean
actually
Prime.
Yeah, Dean Prime, to be honest. So great thing is like we had such a great turnout on Friday, and we were at a point where like, dude, we need to get more inventory because Saturday is like the busy day, and we were practically almost out of stock of everything, which is a great problem to have. So we hit up our team, right, and then we called them in California to ship us, like, FedEx us some stuff overnight.
Yeah.
So I have like I think I'm an okay driver, but you know, like I'm not like, hey, first of all, why is everyone laughing?
Yeah, you're great.
Y'all.
Reaction. You're a great driver, actually.
Well, I mean, I don't usually drive big cars. I'm like more of like a Honda Civic, Accord guy. And so like, you know, driving in a new state was a little like, you know, I get like nervous.
Yeah.
And so the team ended up FedExing the stuff over to Ohio State, the FedEx, which is like right on like this street, which is like a super busy street. So I have to go.
For that one.
It was okay. It was the closest to the thing. So I went to go drive there, and in Ohio, I guess there's like every street, I'm being a little exaggerative, but it was a one-way street. Like 90% of the streets were one-way streets.
There's a lot.
So I was just essentially like, and it was a college, so everyone was out and about. Everyone was crossing the street. I'm just trying to stay calm, you know, like using all my meditation things. I was like, oh my God.
Breathe in, breathe out.
And I kept taking all the wrong turns because I kept going one way, and I ended up like passing the FedEx, and I drove like 2 miles
I did
down.
not know this happened.
So I actually had to like park and then reset my thing, and like
Oh, geez.
eventually I did get to the FedEx location, but I ended up having to park like a couple streets down, and I had to go carry a bunch of these boxes into the car. So I was just running back and forth, and the girl eventually, the FedEx girl, helped me get one of their work dollies,
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's nice.
which helped a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
But then now I was like thinking, okay, now I have the boxes in the car. How do I get this to them? Because parking was a nightmare in Columbus. It's like once like after 8:00 on a Saturday, I
Parking
guess
was full.
everything was full
Like
because
within a 1 mile radius.
yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like I couldn't find parking, and so what I ended up doing was going to USAW, which had a shuttle bus. I'd park in front of the shuttle bus, and I essentially was riding the shuttle bus back and forth the whole time with these boxes, to the point where all the bus drivers and the security officers actually knew who I was, and they just kept saying, "Oh, you again?" I'm like, "Oh, you again?" You know, yeah, it's me, box guy. You know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and one of the guys, he was actually so nice to me. He actually helped. He opened up like the bottom section of the bus, and then like. But by the time I was almost done, so I only had like 2 or 3 boxes left.
Better late than never,
But
baby.
honestly, that saved me
True.
like 2 hours to do that.
It's the thought that counts.
So he let me put it in there, and like we got like to know each other and stuff, and I gave him some shirts and stuff and
Oh my
securities.
gosh.
But I think for like most of the day, I was just shipping stuff back and forth, which was
Yeah.
exciting. But
So exciting.
holy balls, I was tired.
Yeah, so when Swilly and I was actually at the booth, we were like, oh my gosh, like it was so crazy. We killed it.
we
and the day
crushed
before, we
it.
killed it too, Mina and I. But we had a
Crushed it.
long line consistently the entire time.
Yeah.
And then we just kept seeing Dean come in with these boxes looking so tired.
Tired. It's so frantic.
I was trying to keep it calm. I
little
was like, I'm
chaotic.
good.
You did a great job.
Let's talk about one of my favorite parts of Ohio. Can we talk about the food?
Yes.
Let's talk about the food.
Yes.
All right, so when we first got there, we stocked up on food. It was like right before you got there, Swilly. So we went to Costco. We bought a buttload of food that we hardly even got to eat because we were so busy. However, I think that last night, it was all worth it. Does anybody want to talk about that? Our experience?
There's plenty of things we could talk about.
So many food-related things we could talk about.
Well, what was the restaurant? We ended up, after the event, right? We all went to a
The
bar.
Pearl.
The
The
Pearl.
Pearl, okay.
Girl, how could you forget?
I guess Shivers
How
is
could you
thinking about it.
forget?
I'm feeling some type of way right now. I can't even sit still. I can't even breathe. Someone else talk.
Yes. So our server, his name was Nick. He made our experience phenomenal. Nick, this is a shout out to you.
Yes, Nick is
Please
the Pearl
watch this
lady.
because we just want to commend you
Round
for
of
your
applause.
outstanding service. It was amazing, and he elevated our experience to levels that I could not even comprehend and put into words.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a culinary experience like that. And
Yeah,
it's not
same.
like, I mean, the food was good, but was it like Michelin star good? No, but that service that we
Debatable.
had and like, okay. I mean, the food was good, but
I mean,
like,
it wasn't like a 7-course meal.
yeah, it wasn't like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it was,
get what you're saying.
it was pretty good, but the experience that Nick brought was just,
Can we explain
Chef's
that a little
kiss.
more?
Well, let's
I
just
can
talk
explain
about
it.
all
Yeah,
the food
can you
that we
explain
got. We
I
got
mean, it was
so much
sensual
food.
and it was,
Yeah, it was interesting. So we go there, we're all tired from the event, we're exhausted,
Right.
and we're like, let's just eat. This looks good, right? And so, I mean, the
Still
food was really solid. Like once they gave the food, and all of us are like massive foodies, clearly. So we were eating it, and we were like, just like kind of sharing. We're like, oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good.
That was all you.
Okay, that was me.
Yeah, that was just you.
I don't know. I feel like Monica did
Monica
a little
was
bit that.
I
definitely did that.
level
of
I think I
sudden-
called
Very
Nick Zaddy.
Yeah. So Nick like was our server, and he was actually like, you know, he was kind of quiet at first, like, you know, a regular server.
He was just doing his job, which he did a great job, by the
Yeah.
way, because he went through the motions of asking like, hey, you guys come from the festival, like, what did you do?
Yeah.
You a vendor, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah. And
he
then
did a great job.
And then the moment like he started like we were like moaning at the table pretty much, just
We really were, though.
pure ecstasy. And then he like went to go offer us like the desserts, right? And so he's like giving it to us, and every dessert he would say the whole table was like,
Yeah.
No. This is where it all
Mixed berry
changed.
pie.
This is where it all changed. So he provided a few of the dessert options because they specialize in pie.
Yeah.
So he got maybe to the second
Spicy.
pie. He mentioned the first one, it was like a brown sugar pie or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my
my
God.
favorite. And then the second one was like a mixed berry. And then right when he was about to announce the third one, I was like, surprise us.
Yep.
And I think that was the moment Mina was like, no, I want to hear about the rest of the pies.
that.
And so once we let Nick take control of our experience,
took
that's when it
control.
was game over.
like he wasn't no longer our server. He was our tour guide.
He was our tour guide in this experience.
He like gave me the forks
Facts.
and said, pass these out, and I'm like,
Tell me what to
yes.
do.
Absolutely.
I mean, he knew he was in
Anything for
control
you.
because he said he was.
He
He's
did.
like, I'm in control now.
He did
And I'm
say
like,
that.
ooh.
I'm like
Zaddy.
getting constant
True.
goosebumps.
And after-
Nick, can we fly you out here?
Yeah,
then?
I know, right? I think it was like
First
after
guest
all
on
of
the
the
pod.
chaos at the festival of all the things that were out of our control, the fact that he was able to take control after
love
that
that.
experience, it heightened it.
Yes, and it was perfect. Like he took control. We didn't have like it was. I feel you on that.
I would pay
yes.
so much money for someone to take control.
Oh, I mean,
Good to know.
there are.
I'm
There's
sure-
services like that.
Yeah, I'm sure
With
there's.
food, ooh, next level.
They'll do whatever you want, baby.
But anyways, like what? I mean, we could talk about the food we got too.
Yeah,
so.
can we please? Because we all. So here's the thing that I really need
Just
to
moaning
just
the
like talk about. Like just for a second, we all got these like. I don't want to say intricate meals, but like, you know, not just like your everyday, I would say.
Except for the grilled cheese.
And then Chad got grilled cheese.
which was really good though.
It was
It was
very
so
good,
good,
actually.
but I learned a lot about everybody during the week.
Oh, yeah.
But I definitely took a mental note.
Food
of that.
tells you a lot about a person.
Yeah.
And I love.
I love you though, Chad. I do. I just
we have to do an episode on
Well,
like
we'll
how
do one
people
next
eat.
time.
That'll
Yes.
be good. Chad had the more simple choices, but they were really, really
were
delicious.
elevated,
So I
yeah.
commend you for that,
classics.
Chad.
What
Like you
did you
can't
do?
fuck up a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
What did you get, Mina?
Ooh, I got a steak, but it was marinated in a teriyaki pineapple glaze and on top of a kimchi fried rice, which is an Americanized kimchi fried rice, and then topped with a over easy egg, and it was delicious. The meat was cooked medium rare. It was beautiful.
A true medium rare.
A true medium rare.
Thank God.
It's melted in my mouth.
God.
Yum.
And so we kind of did it all family style, which is like one of my favorite experiences because you can try everybody's dish and not be super full.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. Thank you so much for that experience, you guys.
Of
course, Miss Nick as well.
Nick for that experience.
Thank you, Nick.
I mean, you're welcome. I'll take credit for it.
No,
if
it
you
was
need
great
me to,
food,
but-
great company, and our great
Great
server
company.
overall.
Great company. Yeah, that's
So-
true because.
So if you guys want to have an experience in Ohio, go to the Pearl
And ask
go
for
say
Nick.
Nick,
Yeah.
and you will not regret it.
We're putting him on a pedestal, you guys. What if
He
he's
deserves to be on that
Deserves it.
pedestal,
He really
and he
does.
will always
Nick,
be
you
on
are
that
a
pedestal for
king.
me. Yeah.
So going back to that chaotic week, can we talk a little bit about the Arnold? So I mean, I just want to preface this. So Arnold is one of the largest multi-sports festivals in the nation, maybe even in the world, actually.
The largest.
Yeah, so
at
there's
least in the U.S.
yeah,
but
there's a variety of sports there. I'm sure you guys got to walk around a little bit. I know we were really busy, but what was one of your favorite sports that you got to witness?
Slap fight.
What was that like? I didn't even know.
I mean, I barely
didn't
saw
see
it, but then I saw it on Instagram afterwards. I think it's a sport where you slap each other and
it.
Fuck yeah.
like as hard as you can and try to knock each other out, I guess. But it's really good camaraderie, obviously. But like, if someone slapped me, I'd be so pissed. But like, that's
I
the
don't know.
sport.
After that,
It's like slap, and you're like, actually,
feel
yeah, I
like you
wouldn't
might
be pissed.
like
I'd be
it.
happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw the Instagram videos and I was like, ooh,
Yeah, you right.
can I do that?
Nick, come slap us.
how about you, Sully? What was your favorite sport that you got to witness, or maybe even not witness, just to know that it was there?
Well, I mean, like you said, there's so many sports that come together for the Arnold sport. Like, so many, so many. Like, there's pole dancing, there's arm wrestling, there's jujitsu, strongman, just all of the
Yeah.
sports. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love the Arnold so much because, people that come to our booth and they're like, oh, yeah, I just got done competing at the medieval jousting.
So
And I'm
That
like,
was so cool.
excuse me?
So
Dude,
cool.
I'm so sad that I missed that, but I would have loved to watch that.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds so sick. Like, they wear armor and everything. And they wear armor. They got their, I don't know, it's not a sword. It's like the long
Guy had
thing
an
with like
axe,
the
I
big,
think.
is it an axe?
A guy had an axe.
The guy that
one
came
of
to
the
our
guys
booth
that
had an
came-
axe.
The thing that the guard used to kill buckbeak.
Yeah.
In Harry
I don't know
Potter.
what that's actually
I
called.
think it's whatever. Anyways, yeah, like people are like explaining it to me, and I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think that's really cool. I wish I could have seen that for
Yeah.
sure. But I mean, from what I did see, I love watching weightlifting. I have such an admiration for weightlifting. It's such a beautiful technical sport.
Yes.
So I love watching that. And then, did I even get to watch any other sports?
You were busy.
Yeah.
We were all pretty
Yeah,
we
busy.
barely were
all
able to
busy.
leave because we're used to like LA Fit Expo and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. I think that's like the biggest we've ever done. So for us as a company, going to Ohio was one of the furthest we've ever gone. We went to I think CrossFit in Wisconsin,
Right.
but Ohio, like this was for us, especially back in 2020. If we're gonna go back there and talk about it, we were actually supposed
talk
to,
about it.
We were supposed to.
Arnold.
Yeah.
I love that story.
That was supposed to be our first time.
That was supposed to be our first time in
Yeah.
Ohio, so obviously we were all packed, and that morning was when Arnold tweeted that the whole event was canceled. Swoley was already on a plane. That's a different story.
Oh,
but,
wow, I forgot.
But we were
Yeah.
like, for us, it was
Devastated.
devastating. Like as a growing company, like
Yeah.
it was so hard to process what had happened to us. So, like I remember just having a full like mental breakdown. It was,
Yeah.
but like it was, I was like
And-
stabbing the cardboard on our wall.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
like, what's happening? But it was happening to everybody.
Yes.
And it was just for us, it was just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. And
Yeah.
Yes.
the start of that. But coming back now, like to the 20, like we came but really with no expectations, to be honest. Just kind of this like, hey, we're just gonna be out here and just start trying to like meet everybody and kind
Right.
of do the damn thing again, being
Yeah.
able to after so long. And
Exactly.
it was fucking cool.
Oh my god. For
say the
sure.
Can we
least.
talk about how cool it was? Just
Yeah.
like the interactions with everyone that we met.
Yes.
Like we met people from
My
who like
heart.
I remember there Lily, I believe, like she came and she was like supporting us since 2017, and that's like when I was designing the shirts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was crying. I was like, ugh. I was like, dude, thank you. Like you, like the support that we had was kind of awakening. I don't know if you guys want to share like how you guys felt about that. You were talking to most of the customers.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think it's just very, I don't know, gratifying to see just so many people come up. I mean, in the beginning when we did these expos, we would ask, hey, have you heard about us and stuff? And they say no. And we just explain, what we do. But this time it was very different because when I asked, a lot of them said, yes, I follow you guys on all like social media aspects. Actually, I'm wearing your shirt right now. Or they look at the table and like, I have every single one of these shirts except for this one, and I'm going to buy this. So
Nuts.
it's really
Wild.
gratifying, and I'm so grateful for everybody just spreading the word and just loving us and just, I guess, embodying what like kind of fat means. It's really important, our message, and people understand it and they love it, and I'm just so happy about it.
Yeah.
How did you feel, Monty?
Do you really want me to go? I'm gonna start crying.
It's fine, cry. We're
I
here.
cried so much during that week. I mean, just to kind of put it in perspective, like it was so amazing to see people walking around with kind of fit, kind of fat shirts on.
Proud.
Nice.
Proudly walking around,
Crazy.
and it was
Yeah.
very illuminating for me to see, because I think about it, I'm just like, they woke up today and out of everything they had in their closet, they chose to wear our shirts. And just like encompassing the message behind kind of fit, kind of fat, and obviously with the great designs and everything, I think that hit home for me. And seeing people wear stuff that we weren't even, like that are discontinued, and proudly wearing that too. I was like, damn, like this is very dope. And then comparing it to LA Fit Expo, to an expo that now we've done for a couple of years now. And, just like Amina was talking about, how people didn't really know about us before. So it was just very eye-opening after 2 years of not doing events, essentially because of COVID. So to get to talk to people, have that in-person interaction, and get to know these people as humans who not only support the brand, but are now like our friends and part of our community, I think that's what makes my heart so full, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely, especially like we've been working so hard just trying to build this brand, and
Behind
what
the
we've been doing,
scenes.
like all the sacrifice and everything that we've faced. It's I think it was really hard for a lot of us to even realize the impact that we could do and are doing as a company and together, and just the community that continues to support and believe in us. And I remember even that night, I cried on the toilet. Of all places, the toilet.
Well, the toilet
So
is
it's my
his
safe
safe
zone.
space.
It is my safe zone. I'm
So
there,
it's
like,
a compliment.
I'm there a lot, and I just remember just it hitting me like a bullet. Like, dude, like it's there. Like all of everything that you've. Oh,
Baby, I love
what is
so
that?
much.
What are
Crying.
these? I'm crying on a podcast.
I love it.
Oh, God, it's getting emotional for me. But it is like, it's a lot of that sacrifice and all the hard work that everybody and that we put into something that is so close to my heart, and what I truly want this world to have an experience with, what I've fought and what I've had to overcome, and just see so many people banding together and just sharing.
Yes.
It was just really fucking cool to meet people in person again after so long.
Yeah.
So everybody, like, thank you guys so much. I just can't say enough. Like, this team and we love you guys. So I need to stop talking because I'm crying.
Please keep going.
No, I
You
love
guys
hearing
can
from
keep
you.
no, because I'm fucking crying all the time.
Oh
And,
my
like,
goodness.
Can we talk about food again?
Yeah, well, actually, one of our supporters brought us donuts from the Buckeye Donuts?
Buckeye
Lily.
Donuts.
It was delicious.
So fucking good.
They were
one of the
cronuts.
best donuts I've had ever.
So good.
And looks are deceiving because when I opened the box, I was like, is it intentionally like smushed? Like, is it flat or was it an accident? You know? But when
I
I
think
took
that's
a
how they
bite,
are.
I went to heaven.
Yeah, so good.
Delicious.
Your tear is sparkly, by the way.
Stop.
Just like in this light.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I need a box of tissues for this damn
pretty.
podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Crying the whole time.
I mean, so overall, like wrapping it up, I guess what was your favorite moment about the Arnold? Our first time at the Arnold, mind you.
Mine was
A
the
little
people
sense of reflection.
that
people.
just that like meeting everybody.
Yeah.
Like I've just missed that, and just like getting to know the people who support us.
Yeah.
And actively like they're everyone is so fucking cool. You know, like
Yeah.
they're so nice, and like that like by far like Nick and the food aside, that was
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
But this was a gratifying experience for me.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'd also like to insert there was a huge like diversity in terms of like the other brands and companies that were there too. You know,
yeah.
so we were in a section. Our aisle had a lot of like strength brands as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
We had
homies.
amazing neighbors.
Let's shout out our homies really quick.
Yes, yeah.
Massonomics,
Yes.
you know, Travis, Obsidian over there. We had Live Large was there too.
Yes.
We had Depth, Jared from Depth Before Dishonor. A lot of them. Our friend Powerlifting Gives. And we made friends with like Buff Chick too.
Yep.
Yes.
And
Yeah, and
Strong
Strong Supply as
Strong
well,
Supply.
our neighbors.
So cool.
We kept stealing their stuff in the beginning, but
We did.
We're thieves.
Yes, I'm sorry.
So sorry.
Stole their
It was not
banner on
intentional.
accident. And we almost stole their pallets when we left.
oh my, okay,
Facts.
let's not
But-
talk about that.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
It was really dope to just kind of put a face to the names, like even brands that we've collaborated with.
Yeah,
we never got to meet
definitely.
in person.
Yes.
You know, and so to see everybody there who flew, Massonomics drove 18 hours, by the way.
Yes, they did.
And then I also
From-
got to meet
from South Dakota,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I got to
Crazy.
meet Ivy and Melissa from Girls Who Powerlift.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Which are honestly one of my like biggest inspirations when I first started lifting too.
Yeah.
Some years ago.
I feel that. Yeah.
But you know, they told me that they like drove as well, and so it was crazy to see all these different people, competitors, vendors, just customers, or people just coming to the expo from all around the world just to be in this space, like
Yes.
the mecca of it
Yeah.
all. It's pretty dope.
Facts.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I've been doing like event coordinating in events since I was like 18 years old. So being able to, go through the months of planning it just for those like 2 or 3 days, it's just those 2 or 3 days, it's always worth it. And for me personally, it's always crazy to hear the people that are like, oh, I drove all the way from Michigan just to come see your guys' booth. Or like you said earlier, Mina, where you're like, I have all, or like, what do I not have already?
Oh my God, seriously.
That's so cool.
Nuts. And one of the things that makes, a lot of like our brand and a lot of small businesses really unique is that we're all strictly e-commerce, right? So we're all only online. So we don't get to have those interactions of a customer coming up to the cash wrap and purchasing something.
Yeah.
This is like one of our only opportunities to do it. And to be able to hear so many people say, yeah, I follow you. Yeah, I have all your stuff. Or watching people walk
crazy.
by wearing our stuff in the Midwest when we're based in Southern California. Like, to know that our hard work and our brand and our message has spread so far and has infected so many people, it's just mind-blowing. It
It's
doesn't
cool.
get old. And it's just literally that. Our community is what has gotten us here, and that's why we do what we do every day, is
Yes.
because of them. And we have such a badass community. Like, there's a lot of great brands out there and a lot of communities. We have one of the most badass communities out there.
You're pretty cool.
Like, yeah.
I'll never get used to it.
I will. It never gets old.
No.
Never gets old.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I'd love to talk about our partnership with USA Weightlifting. So we are the official body diversity sponsor of USA Weightlifting.
That's
I was
right.
wondering if one of you guys can just elaborate a little bit more about what this means for our company. Mina.
Oh man, this is such a big, thing. When you look at across other companies, like, do you really see a lot of diversity within, like models, athletes, stuff like that? When you think of an athlete, you think of somebody who's very trim or slim, kind of like a runner's body. And for this, we wanted to showcase that athletes come in all different sizes. Yes. Not only that, from very small to very large, you have the same people with the same stats, same height, same weight, but they look very different from each other. Different size clothing, different everything. And that's what we want to show, is that diversity is not just from small to large or tall and big. It's just within your same stats, you have a lot of diversity in body shapes and heights and stuff like that. So showcasing that every body is different and is worthy and is can be athletic. That's something that we want to showcase, and I think it's very important. Growing up, the only body that I saw that was athletic was a very trim body. And that gives you a lot of, it gives you a little bit of a complex. And I'm sure that all of you guys can kind of agree with that too.
Sure can.
So the hope is that when these young men and women in the sport of weightlifting sees the different body types showcased within this sport, they can see themselves on a podium. They can see themselves getting the medals and just, even if you're not competing, just getting better and getting stronger and not worrying about what you look like, but seeing what your body can do.
Yes.
And I think that's very important for, not only for the young people, but for us as well, for me.
Yeah.
And for, anybody older than me too.
Yeah, I think that's super important, and part of the reason, obviously one of the major reasons of KFKF's existence is the fact that we want to continue to show that bodies are different. That's the biggest thing is we are 7 billion plus people on this planet, and we are only shown to look like one specific body type or ability or things like that when we are so diverse, and it's a time that we start showing how diverse the world really is, and as we grow and as we scale, I think that's one of the biggest things we're trying to do is continue to show the diversity and show representation and show that people, all shapes, sizes, anything can really be the athlete that they can be, utilize the body that they have, the structure they have, because we're not all built the same, not at all.
Right.
Look at us at this table, we're built different, and it's you compare us to someone else, they're built different.
Yeah.
So I think showing body diversity and showing that is just the first step. Then it goes to access, then it goes to creating all this kind of stuff, which we can definitely go into, but this is for us, it's the start. We're starting the conversation, which I think is important.
Definitely. So in terms of starting the conversation, what in your opinion is, I guess, in your idea of what body diversity is? I know it encompasses a lot of things, but
yeah, it's such a deep question. I think one of the things that Mina mentioned just now was it's about what your body can do, right? It's not necessarily just about the physical outside appearance, but the fact that you have men and women alike that can just throw 300 pounds over their head is nuts. And you don't have to be jacked in order to do that. And I think another thing that Mina mentioned was that you can see all types of body types doing a certain sport, and you can say, oh, that's me, or I identify with that person because I look like them. And I think just, I guess, a simple answer, body diversity is, all humans of all shapes and sizes, it doesn't matter what you look like, you're more than capable. It's all about, what you set your mind to doing rather than I have to be jacked before I can even try.
Yeah.
Or I have to be skinny in order to do this, or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah, and we met so many amazing people and diverse people in just the sport of weightlifting itself.
Right.
I want to mention Henri. He's actually a 13-year-old junior weightlifter, and he won a handful of medals, but he's such an amazing kid.
Yeah.
You got to meet his family. Yeah,
Incredible.
13 and winning records for weightlifting.
Yeah.
Crazy. But he's such a well-spoken kid. He actually spoke recently at a state assembly as well for dyslexia. Dyslexia.
Oh, okay.
So, he's making waves in just the sport of weightlifting itself. And then we also got to meet Coach Mary. I think you got to meet Coach Mary.
Shout out to Coach
for a
Mary.
quick
Thank you
second.
for everything.
Tell us about that
Yeah.
experience.
She was so busy, but she's this small interaction that I had with her. So nice, so kind. She came up to me and she's like, hey, I told her to grab some stuff, but she had to leave, but she wasn't able to come back. But while we were kind of talking, other people were waiting in line to take a picture with her and to talk to her. And she was like, yes, let's do it. Let's take pictures, etc. And you could see just how humble she is and how nice she is. And it was just an honor to meet her.
Yeah, honestly, it really was an honor. So thank you, Coach Mary, for everything.
Yeah.
We really appreciate everything you did for us this
And
week.
for the community
And
as
the
well.
community, absolutely.
Definitely, because I know, Swilly, you mentioned men and women throwing 300 pounds over their head.
Nuts, dude.
Her record now, I believe, she has the heaviest clean and jerk for an American woman.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's
Amazing.
163
Oh,
kilos, bro.
Oh my God.
Which
which equates to 369 pounds.
Dude,
that we
that's
just talked about.
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
Over
Like,
your head.
excuse me? Like,
Yeah.
it's nuts, man. It's nuts. And I think it's so inspiring for people that look like her, or just women in general. Like, I can do that.
Yeah. Or even kids like Henri.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
To see themselves
Exactly.
like in that sport, or just doing things that they never even imagined that they could do.
Right.
You know, all it takes is just someone representing them, you know,
Yeah.
to see that. So
Yeah, I agree. I think that like age diversity can also kind of play a role in body diversity. Like
Definitely.
a little off topic from USAW, but like when we go to our powerlifting meets and we see like 80-year-olds fucking squatting like, you know,
crazy.
200-300 pounds, it's like, holy shit, I hope I can move and do that when I'm 80 years old or whatever. It's super inspiring though.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely goes to show like a lot of what body diversity is really just like kind of like it's more than just skin deep.
Correct.
Really what it is. It's like removing the judgments and the the stigmas that society that have been placed on all of us in this world. It's really removing that. And then once you remove that, you really do see what you're capable of because you're not giving a shit about what anyone else thinks about you. You really don't give a fuck. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like really not caring about what other people think about you and just doing you, which is so hard to do.
What a journey.
I know.
Can we just say
It's
we're all
so
still
hard.
kind of figuring that out as well
Dude.
as humans.
And we always will be, but I think
course.
having conversations with it is very important.
It's
to addressing
important,
that.
and the more conversations you have with that, the easier it will be to make that decision. For me, learning to love yourself and giving you credit for the things that you could do with your body is a daily choice that I have to make. And it's been like, I don't know, I'm 35 now, but when I was 30, I hated myself completely. But over the years, it's gotten much easier to say, hey, like, I like myself. I love myself. There's days where the choice is not, yes, I do love myself. But for the majority of the time now, especially now, it's a yes every time. So it takes work. It takes time. And it's a conscious choice that you have to make. But when you choose you, it's worth it. And
It will always be worth it.
It's always worth it. And
Always.
when you choose yourself, new opportunities are open to you, and your eyes are open to the things you could do. You're always holding yourself back when you don't love yourself, and when you do, like, the world is yours. Like, you could do anything, whatever the fuck you want to do. You could wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. Like, damn.
Mic drop, baby.
That turned into
And
a TED Talk real
ends our
quick.
podcast. And on that note,
Oh my gosh, that was great. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
I
I'm happy for all of
know.
us. I think that's the thing about our community is that everybody is a work in progress.
Yeah.
And we recognize that, and we take into consideration body diversity plays a huge role. And so as we're all trying to figure this out ourselves, all that we can do is just do the best that we can every single day. And that's enough, And our best might look different any day. So
That's true.
yeah, but overall, I just want to thank you guys for being here. This is our first episode of Into the Box podcast, where we just talk about anything and everything. And I can't wait for all the future conversations that we're going to have about a variety of topics.
Same.
And we hope that you enjoy it and join us soon.
thanks everyone.
We'll catch you on the next bite.
Ooh, I love that. There it is.